Hi, you guys. This is Misty with the Oracle Evolution. Welcome back. I am actually being guided to talk a little bit about past lives in this video. I have received, they're actually through download, so um, just FYI. And also, I have had like an experience of like visions of some of my own past lives. Apparently, I've had quite a few. And so I'm going to start off by sharing a little bit about what I know just in general. I don't, if I have a question, I'll inquire about it, but I try not to, I try not to ask too many questions, to be honest. But I do know that um, when we come here, I don't know how else to say it, but it's kind of like to serve out our mission or something like that. Um, there is a very explicit contract that is drawn up, that is written. And our term is for 7 lifetimes. So, yeah, every time that we come um, to serve out a mission, I don't know what that is, but I mean, whatever. I mean, I know what it is, but I don't know why it's coming out like that. But it's like a contract for 7 lifetimes. So, I don't know if that's important. And um, I did have a couple of years ago, I had a vision where I was able to see some of mine. And I'll start with, I mean, it flashed by so quick. And, once the vision was done, I wrote down some of those visions, like of those lifetimes, the details that I was able to remember. But, it was kind of like if anyone remembers like that old microfilm and how the little film thing just, spins and spins really fast. It was like that. It was like super fast. And it was several lifetimes. It looked like it was like from one contract. Um, and I also was able to see the longest part of the vision was actually the beginning. And I wasn't even like here. I was looking down. Like I wasn't. I'm sorry, you guys, but this is so. I don't share a lot of this information with people, and it's really strange for me. But I was not in a human form. I was not on Earth or any planet for that matter. I was looking down, and it looked like I was looking at, like maybe um, somewhere like Egypt or something like that. And everything looks like little 2D figures. It wasn't even 3D. It was like little flat. If anyone remembers SpongeBob, if you have kids and you had to watch SpongeBob, but like he had that doodle bob, that flat little cartoon surface. It wasn't an animation. It was like they were 2D figures that I was looking at. So that was actually the longest part of what I was able to see. And I don't have any details about it. If I ask any questions about it, it's like a mind your business type thing. So I don't know. I can't expand on that at all. But I can jump to the end, and I do remember some of the last couple of lives for this term. Um, and I guess at some point we'll figure out why this is important, why I needed to share this. But one of the last ones, I do remember that there was a black female and a white male. I made the assumption that I was the black female. I don't know, maybe I was, maybe I wasn't. Because throughout all of the lives that I saw, like I knew I was I knew I had to be one of the people in each one of them. I was not like, it's not like I had time to figure out like, oh yeah, that's me. Oh yeah, that's me. It wasn't like that. And there were different races in some of them. I do know that there was always two of us. It was always myself with another person. And I know that I've said before, that we come in pairs. But I was always there was always another person with me. And for some reason in those visions, like that was important to note. And with the exception of one of those that I can recall, it was always male and female. So a man and a woman. But in one of those, it was actually, I had to be, obviously, I had to have been a man, um, and I had to have been a white man because my partner was also a white man. So those were um, the main lives, or lives that I was able to kind of get written down. I may have had more, but I can't find where I wrote them. I went looking for like the different places that I would write visions and dreams and things, and I found some of them, but I didn't find that one. So it's probably in a different journal. But I was also able to find another one where I talked about a vision, and apparently it's being brought to my attention that this was one of my lifetimes that happened to be like really short. It was a very short life. And it was, it was really sad. I wrote it down, but I was a young boy between 5 to 10 years old. I don't know. And I was playing with a weapon. And so you can kind of figure out how that ended. I don't want to say too much because I know my own kid is listening in, but you can kind of tell, what happens when you play around with things like that. And it's weird because I was asking like what one part of that meant, because it was like I kept seeing, there was a part of it that didn't make sense, and it had something to do with like Nexium or something like that. It was like an acid reflux medicine, and it was important because it was like, I don't know how, but after I had an accident, I took this, like someone gave me this medicine, and it was like instant relief and release. And what I was being told was that this was because it wasn't really an accident, and that I was hoping to get released from a very difficult life. So at that age, so it's kind of like, I guess I knew what I was doing, and that was actually the goal that I had. So that was one of the lifetimes that I had. And I think the reason that I'm being guided to kind of share this with you guys is because I have been noticing a lot of, like, there's so much back and forth that I'm seeing that has to do with like, race and religion and sex, or, like gender and sexual orientation. And this isn't going to be something that's popular, like some people won't agree or won't be able to handle it. And that's fine. That's okay. Like, we're all in different places and different spaces. But one thing that I can let you know is with those lifetimes, I was a different person in each one of those lives. I was never the same. I was never the same race. I wasn't the same gender. I wasn't the same sexual orientation. There were, and I'm sure there were other differences, and that's important for people to know. Okay, so take that and do with it whatever you will. But I wasn't the same in every one of them. I was different, and I had different lessons to learn from each of those lifetimes. And a couple of things that I was hearing was 777. So I don't know what else that has, I do know like we have the 7 lifetimes for each contract, but I was hearing 777. So I don't know why that's important. And I kept hearing a house divided. So, oh, and earlier when I knew that I had to give the message, what I was hearing was that anything that is separating or dividing us is not, and this is what I heard that it is not of God. And then I immediately heard it was kind of like well, it might be of God, but it is not of the Most High. And there's a difference. So do with that what you will. Again, this is Misty, the Oracle Evolution. Thanks for watching, and have a fantastic day. Bye. I love you.